much of an entertainer. I can dance a little bit, I can sing a little bit, but I'm hoping I'm going to inspire you. I've been thinking long and hard about this, and the last conference we had really got to me. And when I left Chicago, I was so moved because at that time, David Blanchard, I think Pat Settner were sitting next to me, and they said, you got a great story, why don't you tell it? And I said, boy, I don't know if I can hold it together. I'll probably cry. I'm a crier, I'm not much of a speaker. And they said, that'll move people, that'll be good. So the last 4 months, I've been trying to think about what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it. I wrote a speech. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it. But Chicago really moved me. And when I got back from Chicago, and some of you guys were at the prayer breakfast in Chicago, they have a prayer group there. And they help out some of the prisoners that come out of the jails and get them jobs and get them suits. I was so moved by that. I said, I've been talking about getting some of my buddies together. So I sent out an email, 45 guys, and I had 20 guys show up for breakfast in November. And they all said, well, what are we going to do? I said, well, we're going to call this group the Good Christian Men of Pasadena. And subsequently, we've been kind of rallying some things together. We took in a group called Friends and Deeds, which is a 120-year-old organization in Pasadena. And we built backpacks for the homeless. And it's been kind of a real neat deal. So we put all the items together. And I have a special needs son. He's 22. His name's Connor. And we decided that we'd use those young special needs kids to put together the backpacks. And then we had some of the college or high school kids disseminating the backpacks out to the community. So it's really a full village approach to making something good happen. So that was really something that inspired me, and I thought, well, you know what? How can I inspire you all? A physical challenge, a personal goal, and we decided we're going to try to conquer this. And sometimes life comes up and we think it can conquer us, that it's going to kick us in the rear. And it's how we decide to react to the day and the challenge of the day. And so, reverence is respecting what God gives you daily and how you respond to it. And you got to put yourself on a good spot, positive thinking, and that you're making the right choice on a tough, when things get tough. So I'll share with you a quick story that when my son was born, I remember sitting in the room, my wife's getting an epidural, and baby was turned upside down, and so they said, why don't you stay here? And I remember just praying to God. I said, Lord, just give me a good-looking child. Give me a good-looking child. Well, when you pray for good-looking, you get good-looking. And those are my 3 babies. They're since grown, but that's the oldest picture I could find. So I got good looking, and the very next day, the nurse came into the room. My wife's a nurse, and so I stayed at the hospital. And they said the baby's taken to ICU. So we walk in the ICU, and this cardiologist is sitting there looking over my son. He turns around very promptly and says, "Oh, Connor's got endocardial cushioning syndrome, very prevalent in children with Down syndrome." Well, I had no comprehension what that meant. My wife, who's a nurse, understood exactly the moment. Absolutely, she's just lost it. So later on, we get back into the room, and it's just one of those flash pan moments, and it's what if we don't do the surgery? I remember asking my wife, so what if we don't do open heart surgery on? And you know the answer. You all say, and you found yourself in that quandary where your mind is working over your heart. And she almost couldn't believe that I'd asked that question, but in that split second I said, of course, he's your son. You love them, you're going to do that. You're going to do what it takes to keep them around. On the other side of it was, maybe my life would be better, selfishly, if we don't do this and he passes. Well, of course, that's the obvious. And my wife's my rock. My wife, Marie, is a rock. So, over 10 years, this little guy has had 22 different surgeries. Open heart surgeries, he's had intestinal surgeries, he's had problems with his ears, all the little physical challenges that Down kids bring in. However, you know, when you read a book, you know, there's the king and the queen, and there's a jester in the world. In the real world, Down's kids are the jesters. They know nothing but pure happiness. They know nothing evil. And this little guy has been inspiring to my life. And so, just kind of hanging out with them and trying to figure out what's going on. And sometimes it gets pretty dark, but it's sometimes through that obscurity that we know that there's some hope, and there's, you know, we reach deep for our faith. I was angry at God for a long while, but my wife and I, you know, our relationship was built on faith, going to church, and so we turned to each other and said, you know, after a year, can't be angry anymore, we have to just go on. There was a show called Life Goes On at the time, and they had a Down child in it, and that kind of inspired me and kind of said, okay, you know, life goes on, let's do this. So, you know, we worked with them. At the age of 5, we waited as long as we could, did an open heart surgery on him. And so this is kind of before the surgery. And then after the surgery, they said, you know, they closed him up and they said surgery went swimmingly well, but, you know, his heart worked so hard for the first 5 years, it really grew. And so he's going to have a crown on his chest. You can kind of see a little bit in the picture. But he's truly got a big heart. I mean, literally got a big heart. And it's just one of those things going, my gosh, what's this little guy has? Is something else? Going into our last stint of surgeries when he was about 10, we had to do a scope. And so we went into an outpatient situation, and they had all these tables and chairs set up along the side of the room, and they gave us the only room because, you know, he's such a little guy. And, there's this big moaning, this little gal's sitting out in the corner, and she's just pale as can be. And Connor turned, what's that? I said, oh, someone's not feeling so well. So we kind of get dressed and we're shooting out the door. There's a nurse in front of me, her name's Connor, and I'm standing behind Connor, and there's a nurse behind me. And the four of us walk out the door, and walking through all these little people in wheelchairs and people in this little sitting areas. And Connor walked right over to this lady, and the nurse behind me started to run after him. And she was white as a ghost. Actually, it's probably gray. And her eyes got super huge. And he approaches her, and he touches her by the arm, and he says, "You're all better now." At that, I kid you not, flushed with color and a big smile on her face. It was the most amazing thing I ever witnessed in my life. I was like, holy cow. And the nurse just she kind of got started there, and she was going to touch him, and she just sat there and just dumbfounded. Like, holy cow, this kid's got some healing powers. It's absolutely amazing. So, life goes on. And it's been... So, we get him back on his feet, and we did a surgery, and the last 11 years have been just swimmingly well. So that's probably, that's 2 years ago. Last March 18th, Monday, I'm sitting in a conference room.